Bitcoin mining basics. This is basically an old presentation on Bitcoin mining basics from, what's the date? August 21st, 2022. The reason I remember the exact date is this little symbol. It's called the Bitcoin infinity key, based on everything divided by 21 million, and that's a little meme, right? 821. So that's the meme. So it's been 2 years. Surprisingly, I've only changed maybe 2 slides in this because everything else is pretty much the same. But it's not, because April 20th, remember the halving? That made a lot of difference. Even though the materials are still the same, how you do it is still the same. The rewards I don't have. So for anybody thinking about mining, again, great learning experience, twice as difficult now since April 20th. Just remember that. Hey, but if you're crazy, let's go. Okay, what is Bitcoin mining? Requirements to mine Bitcoin, key metrics, resources, and then Q&A. Essentially the agenda, let's get to it. What is Bitcoin mining? Okay, show of hands. When somebody first explained Bitcoin mining to you, who said it's solving complex math problems, algorithms that you can't, black box algorithms? Show of hands. All right, Aaron, come on, be honest. All right, geez, okay. Well, it's not. Imagine how surprised I was when it wasn't. Bitcoin mining is basically guessing a really small number, that's how small it is, called a target hash value. And this is called the network difficulty target. As more and more people mine, the higher the difficulty target, the lower the target hash value. So that's what it is. And the reward, or why do you want to guess correctly? Well, you guess correctly, and the reward for it is you can put the next block onto the chain, the block that you have constructed. That's your block. That's why when you mine Bitcoin and you go into the public data sources, mempool.space. Okay, man, we really pushed our luck. I thought I was going to be able to pull 2 machines on a plug, but you know what? I think we better stick to one. No, ต่อช่วยเอาอันนี้ออกนะถึงตรงนี้ครับ แล้วค่อย restart ใหม่หรือว่าพี่ว่ามันเป็นเพราะปลั๊ก Okay, there we go. So, the reason that thing kind of stopped is because I was pushing my luck. Normally, this plug, you can't even put the big miner on. But I've changed the configuration. Now I say, hey, I'm so smart. I'm going to try to burn this thing up, So don't do that. That's the first lesson. Again, know the limits of your power, right? But yeah, starting again, it's only one, okay? So guessing this number allows you to get the block reward, okay? Who has heard of SHA-256? Come on. Nobody has heard of SHA-256? No, Aaron? Okay, yeah, I know. Thank you. Jesus, stop lying. Come on, guys. Okay, what is SHA-256? It's a cryptographic algorithm that basically performs a hash function, right? If you go to the cryptography library, there are a bunch, many, at least 256 cryptographic algorithm. Satoshi chose this because it's well proven. You have something to say? That's what I thought. Okay. It's a one-way cryptographic function. He chose this because it was proven for a long time to be quantum resistant and also well proven in the cryptography industry, right? And it's one of the main algorithms that we use, not only for hashing different functions, but also even for Bitcoin addresses, even for pushing transaction script on the Bitcoin blockchain. Question is, why hash anything? Well, to keep something secret, right? The way you hash is you put in some data, a picture, some words, whatever. You put into the algorithm, and then you get the exact same sort of output, 36 characters, 46 characters, all different. But that cannot be turned back into the original thing. That's why it's one-way hash function. So it's a secret, right? You cannot turn it back unless you have a key, right? Lock and key concept. Basically, Bitcoin miners and mining pools, because if you don't mine by yourself and you get into a mining pool, they have to guess the secret number, the the really, 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 really small number, okay? Really. So, how do we mine a block? Let's say we have a magic dice. This one, this is where I would change maybe, but I just put it in here. Let's imagine a magic dice, okay? The magic dice, normally you roll, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? This magic dice, you roll, is 1 to 1,000 every time. 1 to 1,000, magic dice. So the target hash value is 10. Small, right? It goes to 1,000, 10 is small. Objective, you roll the dice as quickly as possible to get a number below 10, okay? That's how you solve the problem, the nonce, right? Okay. The reason why I say it's a magic dice, because the example on the website, 1,000-sided dice, imagine a dice that has 1,000 sides. It's basically a ball. So that's a silly example. People sometimes don't understand geometry and math. But people can imagine magic, you see? People can imagine magic, but not geometry and math. Okay, solo mining. You're a solo miner. You're like, and this is what the BitX, okay? BitX is doing this. If you own a BitX, you plug into the solo pool, you're solo mining. You're saying my little BitX can take on the world, right? I'm doing myself. And on the first dice, you have 4 dice. Boom, one of your machines. Get it, right? And as you do that, you submit your block proposal, right? 1A, 1B, This one is number 9. Correct. Correct hash. Green. Yay, you won a block. So easy. But, you gotta get the magic dice, all that stuff. Okay, now, you're one guy. This happened in Bitcoin network. Solo mining, where he's mining by himself. Who? You remember? Who did this? What? Who? No, not BitMax. Further back. That was only one person who did this on the Bitcoin network. What is his name? Yes, sir, Satoshi Nakamoto. This is Satoshi. If you don't know what he looks like, that's what his hand looks like. Okay, you heard it here first, guys. Twitterland, fuck you. Sorry. Okay, now, this is Satoshi, Halving, maybe Greg Maxwell. Okay? Okay. That's what their hands look like, you see? But Satoshi is still winning because he created the network, right? So this is 3 people rolling the dice. Magic dice. Satoshi wins. Halving is like, oh, you asshole. Greg Maxwell is like, no, it's okay because he's British, so he's very, polite. So as more miners join the network and compete, the difficulty becomes higher, right? So target value comes lower. It's no longer 10, it's 4. That's why only Satoshi won, because his is below 4, because more are competing. Remember? Okay? Again, Satoshi wins again. So now it's like, okay, as it gets higher and higher, you participate in a pool, okay? So what happens is these 3 folks, instead of mining by themselves, they've now joined a pool. And each of those hands are now like a mining pool, right? And each of those small circles is 1 miner, okay? So the only difference between mining with a pool and solo mining is when you mine with a pool, solo mining, you have to roll the dice, and the only thing that counts is the number lower than target network. But with a pool, the pool knows that we have to somehow compensate you for making our hash rate higher, increasing our probability. So what they do is they know that the target value is, let's say, 4 or 12 or 10, whatever it is. Then they set, okay, then the share target difficulty is higher than that, but still low enough so that they can count the shares of contribution in order to share the money when the pool actually hits, right? So in this case, example, remember the previous one is 4, right? But now it's a pool. The pool says 99, okay? That means that you're still working pretty hard. You're still guessing pretty low. So those miners that submit anything lower than 99, I'll put in your share into the share reward window, right? And we'll see that when we show some of the pool dashboard. So in this case, if you're a pool, you can still get your shares, but only if the pool hits a block. This is the concept of mining pool participation, right? Yeah, what do you need to mine Bitcoin? Well, I don't know, but I think we're mining Bitcoin now, are we? Yeah, we are. The red light's gone. Except this guy. He was stubborn. You're going to be punished. Don't worry. Okay. The ASIC machines, basically these guys, right? Bitmain Antminer. This little stubborn fellow is a Bitmain Antminer S9. S9. Okay? MicroBT Watts miner. This guy. This guy is a MicroBT Watts miner M30S. After this, you can walk up and feel the heat. Yeah? Canaan Avalon, yeah, that's the third brand, and others, right? Infrastructure. Again, this right here, particularly for commercial industrial mining. Because for mining, like anywhere mining, like I'm doing, all you need is number 2, electrical wiring, and number 4, right? Electricity source. How do I know? Yeah, wiring, source, okay? But if you want to go big, then you need all the rest of this. Rack space, meaning, metal racks, stack high up, very efficient. The top 2 rows, or top row, I guess, hardware. Then we go to software, right? The ASIC firmware is basically like the OS of like your phone, right? Apple OS, Android OS, that's firmware, okay? So that's stock firmware. Stock meaning is the regular firmware that comes with the machine from the factory. And then there's custom firmware, and these are the different brands. We call them third-party firmware. So Brains OS Plus, pretty popular, Vinish, Hive OS, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. And then, if you don't want to do solo mining, you can join a pool, right? This is one of the columns I changed because in the past I had Slush Pool. They changed themselves to Brains Pool. Ant Pool still around. Ocean Pool was only born late last year, right? New. Luxor's been around, etc., etc. Okay? Yeah, let's mine. I mean, we're already mining, but yeah, let's do that again. Yeah, you set up a mining pool account, done. Plug in miner, yes, done. Find IP address. Mentos, what is the IP address of this What's Miner M30S? ขอ IP address ของตัว What's Miner ครับ Telegram ใช่ปะ Telegram ใช่ปะ
ใช่
Okay, I'm gonna try to pull up the dashboard. Just a second. Oh, looks dangerous. This looks very dangerous, but I guess, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, let's accept the risk. Boom! No, it didn't blow up. It's not that risk. It's just your Firefox security kicking in if you had the settings. Right. Okay. This is Mr. Watts Miner, this guy. Right. Let's start from the bottom. Okay. This is usually called the dashboard, right? Events, okay. Well, usually I start from the bottom is I look to see if there's any errors, right? If there's no errors, meaning it's running properly. This guy, the way you put in is the thing you need to mine, just now I say after you log in, you put in the pool URL. That's, you see that? 1, 2, 3. Stratum, mine ocean. Stratum, brains. Stratum, brains. What this is saying is, when it's mining, the default, you mine on ocean, right? But somehow if ocean fails, then you mine on number 2. If number 2 fails, go to number 3. Number 3 fails, go back to number 1. Okay? This is how this works. But the thing is, as number 1 comes up, is available again, always goes back to number 1. It always checks every hour, how can I go back to number 1? Okay? So that's the default. Sorry, this is a little bit too... Yeah, this is the pool, okay? That was step 4. And then you put in your user, right? Your user, the format is generally your account name, okay, within the pool, dot the name of your worker that you want to name him. This guy, his name, he has a name. His name is M30S Bob-A. Or I like to call him Baba. Okay? His name is Bobby. Okay? Bobby himself is now performing in accordance with that. Now, as you go through this, as we come to the top of the dashboard, you see a couple things, right? From the bottom again. SM0123, these are the hashboards on the inside. What do the hashboards look like? We'll show you, but it's basically the 3 hashboards are live, Again, not too hot, right? The temperature of the hashboards are at 54 to 55 degrees Celsius. Not too bad. It gets dangerous when it's above 80, 85 degrees Celsius, okay? And that's showing the hashing function, the top row of each hashboard. This one, SM0, the way you count from Watts Miner, 0, 1, 2, So the board on the right is hashing, giving you 19 terahash. Okay, it's in GH, gigahertz, but 19,000 gigahertz equal 19 terahash, right? The board in the middle, 19 terahash. The board on the left, 19 terahash, totaling 57.5 terahash, okay? Those are basically the performance statistics. And if you look at the top, over there, power, 1768 watts. That's why no boom, okay? Usually this guy, 3,500 watts. So I went in, adjust frequency settings, make the power lower, so no boom. Only when this guy plug in, it shuts down, okay? No boom still, we're still here. Nobody's burning, you're doing fine. And the hash rate, you remember? 57.5. What is the efficiency of this machine? Can someone tell me? Watts per terahash, how many? กดเครื่องคิดเลขกันหน่อยครับ Somebody get your calculator out. Take 1768 divided by 57.5. What is the number? 31? Okay, about 31, good. Okay, correct, about 31. What is weird about these machines is that this Babe, his rated efficiency is 38. So he's now about 19% more efficient, and we're using less power, less heat, less noise, no boom. So a lot of times it's about, optimizing for your needs. Today, I'm doing a demo, so I clock him down, and the result of it is higher efficiency. You're getting lower terahash, but you're also using less power. For each terahash, you're using less power than if you 3,600 watt him, and being dangerous of blowing up this, since this is a home setup, okay? So, okay, and then, what is he doing on the pool, right? This guy's mining on ocean pool. So just a sec. Okay, you remember? What is this guy's name? Bobby. Hey, Bobby. This is Ocean Pool, okay? This Bobby is online. The pool is recognizing him at 61 terahash. Again, because this thing goes up and down. So as you change, sometimes it's saying 57 here, okay? So Bobby is doing okay. He's not too bad. And what happens is that since Ocean Pool is something called a PPLNS pool, which is pay per last in shares, as opposed to FPPS, which is fixed pay per share, that's a pool payout structure, you get paid out based on the actual block luck, right? So these little dots are when Bobby gets some of his reward. How much reward? Each time Ocean Pool hits a block, Bob A, and actually his brother, if you see, Bobby, together will get 15,000 sats. So you wait. The reason I opened this is we have a game. How many guessers for zero? ใครทายศูนย์กี่คนวะประมาณ3-4 คนใช่ไหม So whoever is guessing 0 sats mined during the conference, you guys are about to win, okay? You guys are about to win. Bobby has been working hard, but because the pool already hit some blocks, about 13 night, so it's not uncommon for there to be a long periods where it doesn't hit, right? That's block luck, statistics. Everything average out. If you're super lucky, like this, that's going to be long periods where you're unlucky, correct? And then when you're unlucky, then you're probably about to hit a block because the whole network is contributing the hash to the Bitcoin network as a percentage of it, probability and statistics. And all it is we're just sitting there rolling the magic dice. Questions? Sorry, that's how I end my presentation. Do you guys have any? That's how, okay, let me be more professional. So that's the end of my presentation. I thank you so much for your time. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, yeah, questions for reals. Let's go. I cannot be that clear, that's another thing. I'm such a dumbass that if you guys understood everything I said, damn, dude. That's all I'm gonna say, damn, dude. What up? Let's go. Questions?
Why we need energy to protect our store of value?
Why do we need energy to protect our store of value? Right?
Yes.
Oh, wow, that's a freaking broad question. Yeah, it's kind of like what we talked about in yesterday's session on Bitcoin mining, which is this whole thing based on SHA-256 is proof of work. Proof of work needs some sort of resources of energy to prove the work. If it's not electrical energy, it is some sort of other thing. But the reason I think, my opinion, is electricity is the easiest to quantify and it's available everywhere. And it matches with the SHA-256 requiring proof of work to get to the solution. Okay? Next. Good question. I like that. Very short, but also very broad and quite deep. Okay. Gentlemen.
When you are a solo miner, how do you know when you hit the block? Yeah, this is a
good question.
miner.
When you know you hit a block,
Yeah,
well,
when you're
if you're in a
solo.
mining pool, oops, sorry. This is again in real terms, right? Since I'm in a mining pool, I would look at the pool statistics, but I wouldn't believe that, and then I would go back and check like the actual block explorer of the mining, which I believe is called mem pool dot space slash mining. Okay, so first, that's the private information from your pool, which you have an account. Second, every block is tagged. So if that block matches like this block, Antpool hit it. If you mine with Antpool, you're getting the reward or not, right? And you know, Ocean, I guess we have to go back a ways. Let's see here. This is it. Well, we have to go back a while probably because Ocean has been open. So again, this block is every 10 minutes, right? So for Ocean, well, you know what? Maybe I can do this. What block is this? What the hell? Oh, cool. Right here. Boom. You click on Ocean. That's it. Block 861164 in the mempool. Tag to Ocean. And it even tells you the block, expected block template, the actual block construction, input and outputs, and all the transaction script along the way. That's how you know. And you can verify every one of this yourself to make sure it's real. Yeah. ครับ
What is the red flag when we need to find a pool? The red flag.
The what อะไรนะ The what
เวลาเราหา mining pool ใช่ไหมครับ ข้อสังเกตที่ว่า pool เนี่ย
okay. His question is, what are some of the key factors when you're looking for a mining pool? How do you know which pool to use? Good question. For me, that's very little choice now, meaning that all the big pools, they pretty much give you the same service, which is fixed pay per share, and they charge you the same fee, 2 to 4%. So for me, if you go with an FPPS pool, you would look at the fees, right? Try to pay low fees. But then if you choose to go with a PPLNS, then it's a different payout because you have to depend on the actual luck instead of people paying you for your hash, for hash rental, right? FPPS เหมือนกับเขาเช่าเครื่องคุณ right? PPLNS Ocean เหมือนกับคุณไปขุดร่วมกับเขา okay? So you have to consider which one you like more. Different thing, and within each system, each pool has different fees. And when you're bigger, you have more hash, you can negotiate, right? So if like Brains pool is 2%, but if you're above, let's say 15 petahash, you can negotiate for 1.5%. If you're 50 petahash, it's 1.25%. You know. So, but if you're a small guy, then look for the best fees. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, I like it. All these questions.
I was going to ask you
Ryan.
the same question actually. Why do you pick Ocean? Over Brains?
Actually, the reason is because of Brains. Because Brains used to be called Slush Pool. Slush Pool was the last man standing on the PPLNS payout. And then they changed to FPPS right after they changed their name to Brains Pool. So for a long time, I was trapped in the FPPS world with no choice. So why Ocean Pool? Because it's the only one with a different payout, nobody else. And for me, that is important, as well as the fact that if you pick that core template, or the default template, it's 0 fees. 0 fees, okay? But if you mine long over time, so since I've been on Ocean, okay, I have half of the miners on Ocean, half on Brains, right? That's my whole setup. Generally, so far over the past 8 months, the Ocean has paid out about 17% more. Even though sometimes that's no block for fucking a week where you're thinking, hey, is your pool broken? Luke, Dash, is your pool broken, sir? You know? Yeah. And then it hits a block. This is, generally, if you mine with Ocean, you're like this, okay? This is the emotion I'm going to describe. Yay. Yay. So you're expecting every day 1 block. How come no block today? How come no block this hour? How come no block today? Oh, wait, no block again? How come no block this morning? How come no block tonight? Wait, is this shit broken? Mechanic, what the fuck? Luke, come on, sir. This is really fucking broken. It's broken. Hit, okay, it's not broken. Phew. That's the emotion of a solo miner or PPLS miner. You have to be able to ride with the block luck and statistics. Again, that emotion was maybe the first time I mine on Slash Pool. Now I see that, I go with averages out over time. Now I see that, I say, you know what I see? Easy. I see that if you guess 0 sets for this game, you're probably gonna win. That's all I see. Probability and statistics. Because that's all it is. That's all it is. Answer your question?
Yeah, so if you're making 17% overall higher with with Ocean.
17,
why,
17.
17. Yeah. Why haven't more people switched over? Like,
Well, very good question. A lot of the explanation is a big portion of hash is dedicated by public mining pools. Public mining CEOs imagine trying to explain block luck to their board and the fact that this quarter, 200 million, holy shit. Next quarter, 10 million. Okay, but average out, you'll get 500 million over, that big over the year. But it could be like 450 million and then 5 million, How the fuck are they going to explain, how are they going to explain that to their public shareholders? That's why they go with the FPPS. Smooths out the earnings. They'll rather pay higher fees for smoothing the reporting under the fiat quarterly reporting world so that they can explain to analysts on slides why public mining companies are the best things since Wonder Bread. Even though they may not be, I wonder. Yeah, that's why, to smooth out earnings. PPLNS, how the hell are you going to explain to your board, who probably looks at this every day, going, hey, why is your pool broken when it's not? You see? And your shareholders, now they know you mine on Ocean. Imagine all the retard shareholders have nothing to do except look at this thing and like, hey, don't we need to hit like 2 blocks a day? How come like for these days we don't have blocks? Your investor relations, they're all going to quit. That's probably why. Yeah. My guess, again, I don't know anything. I'm just making shit up. It might not be true. No, but it is a real fact. I mean, I actually used to do public company shit. I'm not bullshitting all the time is what I'm saying. But you know that, maybe. It's like, I can't even tell, man. How can I even tell? All right, any more questions? We're about, no, we got 10 more minutes, man. Let's go.
May I speak Thai
ครับเชิญครับแล้วเดี๋ยวพี่จะแปลให้เขา
จะถามว่าที่พี่จิมพูดบนเวทีว่าค่าไฟมันต้องต่ำกว่า 2.1 มันถึงจะเริ่มคุ้มใช่ไหมครับใช่ครับมองไปข้างหน้าเนี่ยมันก็จะถูกมันต้องใช้ต้นทุนที่ต่ำลงไปเรื่อยๆอีกแปลว่าครับพอ Halving ไปปุ๊บเนี่ยคุณเอา 2.1 หาร 2 ไปเลยน้องครับทีนี้คำถามก็คือต่อไปเนี่ยคนที่มันผลิตไฟได้ต้นทุนต่ำขนาดนั้นเนี่ยมันจะ concentration คนที่มันทำได้จริงๆมันน้อยมากๆต่อไปถ้าเกิดรัฐบาลอย่างสหรัฐเขาต้องการจะควบคุมไม่ให้มีการโอนบิตคอยไปยังกลุ่มที่เขาไม่ต้องการให้โอนมันก็สามารถที่จะมาเล่นงานไอ้กลุ่มที่มันออริจิเนตจากต้นทุนที่ต่ำง่ายมากๆเลยถูกไหมครับก็คือมันจะทำให้คุณสมบัติความเป็นดิจิทัลไลท์ของบิตคอยมันจะลดลงไปด้วยในอนาคตเดี๋ยวนะขอปิดนี่ก่อนจริงครับแต่จริงเฉพาะถ้าคุณยอมเพราะว่าแนวโน้มอยู่แล้วล่ะนะรัฐบาลเนี่ยไม่มีใครหรอกที่จะให้ควบคุมเราน้อยลงเนาะไม่ใช่หน้าที่ของรัฐบาลคือควบคุมเรามากขึ้นไม่งั้นมีไปทำไมเนาะโอเคสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นก็คือแนวโน้มมันไปอย่างนั้นใช่แต่แล้วแต่ว่าคุณจะปล่อยให้มันเกิดขึ้นหรือเปล่าในที่นี้หมายความว่าเฮ้ยแสงแผงโซล่าเดี๋ยวนี้นายซื้อแผงมือ2แบตใหม่นี่เริ่มโอเคแล้วนะเริ่มพอไหวแล้วนะกังหันลมเพื่อนพี่มีฟาร์มอยู่ชัยภูมิมีคนส่งกังหันลมมือ2ให้มันจากเยอรมันก็เริ่มโอเคแล้วนะอะไรอย่างเงี้ยก็มันมีอย่างเงี้ยแต่ไม่ใช่ทุกคนทำได้ไงแต่ประเด็นพี่ก็เข้าใจแหละว่าคุณพูดอะไรแต่ว่าสำหรับพี่ก็มันก็มีแนวโน้มไปอย่างนั้นแต่พี่ว่ามีคนที่ไม่ฉลาดพอหรือกันอย่างเช่นอย่างพี่อย่างเงี้ยที่แบบไม่รู้เป็นไรวะเป็นไงกูจะไม่เชื่อจะไม่เชื่อฟังไม่รู้ทำไมเด็กดื้อคุณบอกว่าพลังงานต้องมาจากสิ่งที่ผมต้องซื้อจากคุณในราคาที่คุณกำหนดเท่านั้นในจำนวนที่คุณกำหนดเท่านั้นแต่ถ้าผมมีแผงโซล่าแม่งคุณจะรู้ได้ยังไงต่อให้คุณรู้เนี่ยคุณจะทำอะไรกับมันผมไม่ได้ขายเข้ากริดเนี่ยผมจะใช้เอง ผมชอบกินกาแฟตอนเช้าแล้วผมอยากให้กาแฟของผมเนี่ยต้มโดยแสงอาทิตย์มันผิดหรือครับเข้าใจไหมอย่างเงี้ยก็แค่นายกวนตีนมากพอหลายๆคนกวนตีนมากพอมันก็จะไม่เกิดง่ายไหม He just said how do we stop the power industry electricity generation because it relates to Bitcoin mining from centralizing because of government forces blah 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 and I answered by saying yes it's definitely going that way unless you don't let it when I say unless you don't let it is that well anyone now pretty much can get a second hand solar panel hook it up with the new cheaper batteries and solar is almost really pretty good to go grid parity right now if you want but you got to do it right there got to be enough people who want to have self-sovereign power and that's how you stop it but you don't stop it by asking them to stop I mean it's very hard like when you're on the ground and the oh man I'm laughing hard inside and the bullies are like stomping on your head and you're like please stop usually they don't stop I try that I'm getting stomped in the head it's like please stop they just fucking stomp harder holy shit so the way is you get up kick the feet out from under them and maybe run away or do something else because they're not going to stop stomping you in the head just because you ask nicely and say please you can try I mean I try fuck it hurts you know I still have a knock on my head from as a kid yeah please stop kicking me they wouldn't it's like but what please stop they wouldn't okay that's how bullies are
เพราะงั้นในอนาคตจะเป็นไปได้ว่า transaction ที่เราโอนไปให้คนที่ไม่สมควรจะได้รับในมุมของรัฐบาลก็อาจจะใช้เวลานานขึ้นเพราะว่าก็จะเป็นคนที่ขุด miner ที่ไม่ได้แบบไปขึ้นตรงกับรัฐบาลถูกไหมครับอาจจะต้องรอสักเดือนนึง2 เดือนถึงจะโอนได้แต่ก็โอนได้
พี่ไม่เข้าใจคำถามคุณจริงๆเพราะว่าพี่ไม่ขออนุญาตใคร I said I wouldn't he's talking about asking for you know this thing may happen if we have like something you know where government regulations can take place and all that and I just said hey I'm sorry fucking flare I'm sorry I don't understand your question because I don't fucking ask for permission so พี่ขอโทษพี่ตอบคำถามคุณไม่ได้เพราะพี่แม่งไม่เข้าใจจริงๆอ่ะ
ผมแค่คิดว่าอนาคตถ้ามันต้นทุนมันต้องแบบต่ำกว่า1 บาท
It has nothing to do with me I'm gonna do what I want and they're gonna do what they want and we're still gonna be friends เจอกันก็ไหว้กันกินข้าวกันกินเหล้ากันได้เพราะเขาก็ไม่ยุ่งกับเรื่องของพี่ก็จะไม่ไปยุ่งกับเรื่องของเขา Yeah I'm cool if you're cool sure I mean but if you're uncool I'm gonna be really uncool you know yeah Aaron's like is he fucking serious this just fucking got real serious can we go whispering I'm gonna answer all your questions by whispering now โทษครับบางทีผมแบบชอบทำให้ตัวเองขำตัวเองนะไม่เป็นไรโอเค last question please before we announce the winner of guess how much any more questions
I want to know why the many zeros before hatching numbers make it more difficult to mine.
Those are called the nonces, right? The nonces.
Nonsense.
Yeah. More zeros means a smaller number because this is hexadecimal.
Why small numbers much difficult to mine rather than a big numbers?
Oh man. Well, because guessing a bigger number, when you talk about some small number, please understand that we're not talking integer, right? You know integer? 0, 1, 2, whole numbers? No. We're talking 0.001. The nonce is the 0 after the point. That's how you describe the nonce. That's the smaller, right? More zeros right after the point means a smaller number. 0.0001
is smaller than 0.01. You see it?
You mean decimal number?
I'm giving that example using decimal number as an analogy, but it's actually not because it's hexadecimal, but that's the concept. Yeah.
Can you explain the extra nouns and the normal nouns?
No, I'm too stupid.
Okay, thank you very much.
ครับ Aaron can, but he's smart. I'm sure he can explain extra nouns, but I'm too stupid. Okay, thank you very much for coming to Bitcoin Mining Basics. ขอบคุณครับ